What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I was on TikTok and I stumbled across a few celebrity tattoos, and some of them were less than ideal. So I wanted to share them with you. Maybe break them down a bit and find out what went wrong, and maybe help guide them in the right direction. So without further ado, let's get it. Alright, so the first celebrity out of the gate is Hailey Bieber, and I'm assuming this is Justin Bieber's wife, maybe sister, I don't really know. But either way, let's check out this video and find out what her favorite and least favorite tattoos are.
My least favorite tattoo is... This was my first tattoo, and it's just like a little... It bled a little bit, and it's a little like chunky now. So I think as of right now, that's probably my least favorite.
So she said her least favorite tattoo is this one on her wrist, which kind of blew out a bit, which is to be expected on that part of the body. There's really not a lot of fatty cells to hold that ink together, so you can expect it to spread out over time. It seems to be some sort of Roman numerals, which if it's going on your wrist, I would suggest getting it a little bit bigger, just so when it does spread over time that it's still legible. So I don't know if she necessarily regrets it, but she does mention that it's her least favorite tattoo. Let's find out what her favorite is.
My favorite tattoo, I kind of consider my hand one thing, because like if I was gonna point them all out individually, it'd be crazy. So I think my hand.
So she says her favorite tattoos are the ones on her hand, which she kind of lumps all together, calling them one cohesive piece. So I went and pulled a photo offline just so we can get a better look. And as you can tell, these have kind of fallen out, which again is to be expected when it comes to finger tattoos, as there's a lot of movement, a lot of exposure to the elements. This is kind of what you can expect coming out of finger and hand tattoos. It really takes a trained professional to get these to stick well the way they should. And this is something we as tattooers warn our clients about. Even if you specialize in hand tattoos, it's just the nature of the beast. So this video only shows two of her tattoos, so I dug around a bit just to find some more of her work. And here we have a little bow on the side of her hand. It's near impossible, I don't really care who you are, to get this part of your body to stick. And something this dainty, I'm sure is gonna fall out almost completely. So I'm definitely seeing a trend when it comes to her tattoos. She seems to like these fine line, super micro tattoos that look great at the start, but they probably don't have that long of a shelf life. So here's another one, New York on her neck with a little diamond above it, and it looks great. But again, just like the other ones, I can't see this one sticking around forever, or at the very least, staying that legible. So I'm not really sure who the artist was for these tattoos, but as I said before, it doesn't really matter because the body's gonna do what the body wants to do. It's a foreign material and the skin regenerates, and especially when it comes to the neck, there's a lot of exposure to the elements. And as we saw on her hands and wrist, they're already starting to go away, so we can almost expect the same thing to happen for this neck tattoo. But hey, the client's always right, and if the artist already warned her about what could happen, then that's on her. And if Hailey walked into my shop, I'd give her whatever she wants.
Lil Uzi Vert's Demon Tattoo Will. This front and back tattoo cost Uzi around $200,000. Unlike other tattoo shops where you need to suffer the pain of the needle, Gangas Tattoos offers a no-pain procedure where the customers are put to sleep using anesthesia while a team of artists works on their tattoo. A full back tattoo like this will only take 1 day to finish, unlike others where it would probably take weeks.
This video mentions that Uzi paid $200,000 for his front and back, but there were multiple artists involved and he was put under anesthesia. So I guess that makes sense. But what do you guys think? If you had the money, would you get put under? Let me know in the comments. Regardless of the price tag, let's check out the actual work. So when it comes to his torso, this is obviously a cover-up of a lot of really bad tattoos. So I have to say this looks a lot better. The composition of this tattoo just fits his torso perfectly. And just judging from this photo alone, it almost seems like his older tattoos add some kind of texture, which is kind of cool. Typically, if you were to walk into a shop and ask for this tattoo, it would take several sessions. I don't know, 5, 10, maybe more. There's just so much work here, it's really hard to say. One thing I do want to question is why they left his nipples untouched. Because if you were awake, sure, but since he was already passed out, why not just run those puppies over? It almost makes it look like he's got a couple extra eyes staring at you. I am interested in seeing what he does with the rest of his arms because where it sits, it just looks like he's wearing a cutoff shirt. But again, when it comes to this torso piece, I think they did a great job. The composition, the cover-up, it looks so much better than it did. So now let's check out the back tattoo. Again, another cover-up. It seems like he's trying to get rid of a lot of his older bad tattoos, but this one was probably a bit easier because of all that open skin. You can notice the way this thing was composed that there's a lot more shadows and heavy blacks on the left side of this tattoo, just making it for an easier cover-up. I do like the torso tattoo a bit better than this back tattoo, but I do love the textures that this back has, and for being one session, you can't really beat it. I can't imagine what the healing process is like for this kind of tattoo, but I have heard both sides of the coin. Some people say it's a lot of trauma all at once, and other people have said that since your body's not fighting it the entire time while you're under, it makes it a lot easier. Either way, I'm fascinated by this. I'm interested to see how the tattoo culture adapts this and just see where it ends up. So the next video we stumbled across is from Billie Eilish, and Billie's got this back tattoo that, Oh my God. Well, I don't know what happened there. That back has seen better days. Obviously, this tattoo is not finished, but it's off to a great start. And it definitely looks like it's leaning off to one side. I'm not sure if that's just the photo, but it really seems like it's kind of going off to the left. I wonder if they just dripped ink all over her back and just decided to tattoo wherever it landed. And we've seen that before. So this first one, it looks like she's got an ink cap in her hand ready to kind of flick it at his arm. And I'm sure that's how she's gonna come up with the design. Sure enough, she's got it splattered on his arm, and I guess that's one unique way of doing it. This is not something for me, but I could definitely see how this would be interesting to somebody else. Just being some kind of thoughtless tattoo. Well, I guess there was some thought to it, but as far as the design goes, just pretty random. She's a regular Jackson Pollock. Real original Billy. I think it actually says Billy in metal band logo. Billy, 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 yeah. And I don't know if it turned out better than what it looks like here, but I probably wouldn't have taken a photo halfway through, because this looks like garbage. Now this is an unfinished tattoo, so it's really hard to judge on what's there, and I couldn't find a healed photo online, but I did happen to find a little part of it peeking out of the top of her shirt. And I will say it does look better than I expected. Still looks like the cover of a Slipknot album, but better than the other photo. She also has these little hand fairies on her left hand that she says is from her favorite childhood book, and also not great. And it being on your hand, this is gonna be one of those areas that everybody sees, so I probably would have went to a better artist. Or at least somebody who could tattooify the original image and make it look a lot better. And one way you could do that is by really cleaning up the shading that's there, because it's all monotone, and really refine those faces, because they kind of look like little zombies. A tattoo like this could have benefited from some nice dark areas in contrast with a lot of skin tone. It just would have made it look a lot more cleaner and legible. Because as it's sitting, it just looks a bit drab, it's all the same tone, and it just really doesn't look that good if I'm being honest. And as we said with Haley's tattoos, it's on the hand, there's gonna be a lot of movement, there's gonna be a lot of exposure, so you're probably gonna end up losing a lot of those small details. Like the face. So they might end up looking even more like zombies. I mean, the one on the left is actually doing a zombie walk. So Billy, I think you could have really found a better artist. I mean, you are Billie Eilish after all. But you do have a lot of untouched skin, so hey, there's still hope. You know what's grosser than gross? When you give your grandma a birthday kiss and she slips you the tongue. But you know what's grosser than that? Bad healing tattoos. So let me tell you about a little old company named Mad Rabbit that can help you out with that. They've got everything from glide to bandages to help your tattoos looking fresh for the red carpet. So make sure you head on over to madrabbit.com and be sure to use code PONY20 to save 20% off your entire order. All right, let's get back to it.
You guys, something you don't know about me?
What did I say?
It's an infinity zone.
When did you do that?
All right, here we've got Kim Kardashian, who famously said she would never put a bumper sticker on a Bentley. But she obviously got her lip tattooed, so I guess that would be like putting a bumper sticker on the inside of her glove box. She ended up getting an infinity symbol after hosting SNL, and it looks like part of it fell out, which kind of makes it look like a cancer ribbon. But that is notorious for lip tattoos. You'll have a lot of fallout and again a lot of blowout. Whoever the artist was tattooing the inside of Kim K's lip had to be terrified as well. This is absolutely not the kind of skin we want to be tattooing every day, because it's gonna look messy. I've only seen one tattoo that looked great on the inside of a lip out of the 24 years I've been tattooing. One. And chances are it probably doesn't look like that anymore. But it does make me wonder if she wants more after that one, because they are addicting after all, and I think she'd look good with them. Either way, let's see who's next.
Today marks the day that I start the physical change of my body.
All right, here we've got somebody who's always stirring the pot, MGK. And I know a lot of you have probably already seen his blackout tattoo, and you may not like it, but I gotta say, I'm a fan. I think it looks a lot better than his older tattoos. A lot of these tattoos on his chest are just messy. He probably got them when he was younger, and they just don't look good. Oh look, he's blacking out his nipple. And he was awake. I'm not gonna say any names. Lil Uzi. Are we starting a rap beef?
Hell yeah, dude, we got it.
Sick. All right, I'm gonna stop the video right here because I see a lot of hair coming through this tattoo, which just irks the hell out of me. Shave your clients before tattooing them. That's all I gotta say. We'll continue. And even though you can see the older tattoos through the negative space of the newer tattoo, I kinda like it. It just really makes it look like he's wearing a suit of armor. It fits his body well. Got that swell bow. Used my hyperbolic oxygen chamber to heal faster. Where do you even buy one of those? Amazon? Nope, didn't think so. That's money, boy. Now when I first heard about this, I really didn't know what to think because I don't really keep up with celebrities that much, but when I finally did see it, I was pleasantly surprised. Because again, I like these kinds of tattoos. When they fit the body well, the symmetry that he managed to capture here is on point. And I think this takes a lot of foresight on the artist's part. because there's a lot of planning involved. Sometimes we see tattoos like this and they may be done beautifully, they look great, but they just don't flow with the body that well. So I'm really not understanding where all the hate came from. Sometimes when you're looking at tattoos, especially from my point of view, you gotta look past who it's sitting on. And the same thing could be said about Kat Von D. I know a lot of people don't like her either, but her new blackout tattoo is just wonderful. I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate in the comments on this one, but it is what it is. Let's move on. Next. All right, here we've got a video of Rihanna getting her infamous hand tattoo back in 2013, 2014, sometime around there. People were up in arms because it really didn't look that great. And if you don't remember, let's revisit that video.
Don't be a cheeky. Don't be cheeky.
No, we'll craft today.
Everyone will be like, this might be Rihanna, look at some.
That literally looks like a chisel just banging away on her hand. And I gotta be transparent with you, I don't know a whole lot about Tabori or Maori. I've definitely seen a lot of videos online, and I've even seen it in person a few times, but I've never gotten up close and personal with it. She's obviously having a great time, kind of just putting her head to the side, praying to the gods. I mean, it does not sound too kind. She's trying to play cool, play it off, but you know that's gotta hurt like crazy. I don't know, this is not what I've seen at conventions or in person. This seems a little more unprofessional. Maybe this is really how they do it, I don't know. I don't think she should be wiping it away herself. But let's take a peek at how this thing came out.
Bruh.
I've seen better tattoos on Ed Sheeran. Those knuckles look like they live in Blowout City. A lot of the shapes really aren't symmetrical. A lot of it looks very different, and it doesn't look good. And obviously she wasn't very happy with it either. That's why she got it covered up with this new design. And this definitely looks, well, better. I wouldn't say great. Now obviously the older tattoo faded away, making for an easy cover-up. There are definitely still some blowouts here and there and a lot of inconsistencies, but it does look better than what was there before. And it looks like she's blending styles. Now she's got a permanent henna tattoo. And as far as composition goes, it really does fit the hand well. This one definitely blends a lot better with the thumb tattoo that she had in that video. But as we've already seen in these hand tattoos, they just love to blow out. And Rihanna's is no different. I like how she's got these 90s style S's on her thumb. And when we look at this updated photo, this thing has definitely not aged very well. I will say, if you're gonna get a hand tattoo, try to keep it on the simpler side. Maybe don't put a lot of lines closer together, because we have to expect them to bleed together. You almost wanna set yourself up for them to get thicker, having more spacing and thinner lines. That way it just looks a lot better for a lot longer. On this note, I've seen the cuticle tattoos become a big trend in the past few years, and I gotta say, I'm really not a huge fan, because they just don't look good, no matter how well they're done. I mean, you're gonna stick those fingers up your nose more than you think, and you're just gonna wear them down. Hey Ryan, how do you make a hanky dance? Put a little boogie in it. But I mean, the designs themselves really weren't bad. I expected a lot worse, because I mean, celebrities aren't really known for getting great tattoos. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of information to add to what I've covered already. You just really gotta be careful when it comes to getting your hands tattooed, especially if you're gonna be in the limelight. But I had a blast. This was a lot of fun, and if there's any other celebrities that you guys would like to see, let me know in the comments below. And make sure to check out our other critique videos as well, as we cover everything from tattoo artists to collectors and everything in between. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and as always, I will see you next week.